Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me on Questions Worth Pondering. Oh, let's see if I can get my microphone so you can hear me. Welcome to anybody who's in chat. I see Carrie. Carrie is traveling. Carrie, I hope you're enjoying your trip to Tennessee. Hey, Inspector. We got an Inspector with us too. Welcome, everyone. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, say hi and I'll be able to see your comment. Tonight, I don't know if Moxie, it looks like Moxie is having some technical difficulties, but that's okay. We can go ahead and get started. So I guess it's just me for now. I hope that's okay with you guys. We're going to talk about predictive programming tonight. I'm excited about this topic. I did want to share a little bit. Yesterday was 9/11, and so I didn't want to just hop into predictive programming, but and some of it actually is related to 9/11. So but yeah, yesterday was 9/11, 22 years since the towers came down, and we're going to have a show on 9/11 too. We want to talk about, what really happened on that day, and I'll have some memes and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, I just want to take a moment to pray for those who lost loved ones, and maybe share a couple of posts about 9/11. It's kind of interesting, some of the stuff. So Pepe Lives Matter posted the other day, or yesterday actually, on 9/11, and he had a really good post about 9/11. Some thoughts on red pilling normies. I don't know if you can see this, or if maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. Sometimes it's not always best to, so he is so right about this. So when we want to red pill our friends and our family and get them to see some of the truths that are out there, because it's so hard, sometimes we try to just shove it in their face and that doesn't always work. Like, they have to realize things in their own time. So he's got great advice here. 9/11 is a huge red pill. And he says sometimes it's not always best to, always the best play to come in with the most hard to believe out there content, because it might turn them off to everything else that you have to say. So if you come in strong with like crazy things they've never heard of, or things they like wouldn't be able to comprehend, it's definitely going to turn them off. They're not going to want to hear what you have to say. He's very right here. He says there's an art form to red pilling in person. Some people are going to have key areas where they want to instantaneously shut down, no matter if what you're saying is true or not. And it's so true. If you lead them in with less offensive truths. So truth is truth, but some things are a little bit easier to swallow first, and then slowly gauge where they're at. You might find more success. I thought that was a really good post. He actually had a lot of posts about 9/11 as a reminder to us. Some of the media is too big for Telegram. That's okay. One other thing to point out is there was this huge rainbow over New York City yesterday. It was incredible. Just incredible. I'm going to play this video. On 9/11, mind you. So beautiful. And one thing I pointed out on my channel is it's really interesting because that's a double rainbow, beautiful rainbow. But at the same time, just a little bit ago when they had that Burning Man event in Nevada, they also had they had all the rain and all the mud and the whole Burning Man demonic event there had to shut down. And the interesting part is after the rain, there was the same, it almost looked exactly the same kind of rainbow. So I just found that to be amazing. Oh, shoot. I'm on Rumble looking for chats and I'm hearing myself. Anyway, oh, yeah, prayer warrior, God's rainbow of hope. That is so true. Hey, Herbie. And I see Indy Cindy. Hello, Indy Cindy. I hope you're doing well tonight. Moxie, if you can hear me, I hope you're able to get in eventually. If not, don't worry about it. I've got this. so, so the first thing we're going to talk about is what is predictive programming. And many of you already know, but obviously I want to talk about that for people who maybe haven't heard about it. So, predictive programming is, I don't know if you've ever seen coincidences where past movies or TV shows or even commercials or just any type of media has shown something and suddenly later it actually happens. That's what we are calling predictive programming. And it's incredible because there is a lot of evidence of predictive programming. And, we should probably talk about why. Why would there be predictive programming? I think for me, and I want you to tell me in chat if you think of anything else, but for me, I think that there's a couple of different reasons. One is propaganda. So subliminal messages. There's a couple of types of predictive programming, like right in your face. And I'm going to show examples, of course, but right in your face predictive programming. And then there's subtle things that are more like subliminal messages, like maybe some books on a shelf or something. I'm going to show a picture of a phone from the Matrix. I think that was on Chris Paul on his channel. He has somebody that goes in his chat, and I'm going to show a couple of things from somebody who comments in his chat. He just came up. He noticed incredible things, so I'm going to show that. But so it can be subliminal. The reasons why, though, back to that is number one, I think some is similar to, how they call the mockingbird media. I think the government is involved in some things that they either want to get the public to get in their subconscious so it's not shocking to them when something happens, or it could be that it might still be a shocking event, but it might get the public more on board with an agenda of, how if there's an emergency or something happens, they come in and try to solve the problem with pushing their agenda. So one example might be like a school shooting. As soon as something like that happens, they're hopping up on the microphones with the news cameras, talking about gun legislation. Or they use different scenarios just to push whatever agenda they're trying to push. So I think that might be one of the reasons. Another one is to slowly get the public used to more control over the government, and with the government controlling them. And I think if people are seeing and getting desensitized to some things, then it's easier to implement those things. So some of it, I think, is psychological warfare, and I think it's been going on for a long, long time. Other predictive programming could be non-governmental. It could just be simply some evil folks who, I know with some satanic or demonic or other similar types of religions, they literally need to call out what they're doing, and you need to believe it too. So you might see some examples of that too, of things that they want, and they're just announcing it. I think most of it is government related, but let's see if anybody in chat has any opinions on predictive programming. I'm going to go to the chat and see. Cindy's doing well. That's great. 50 cube conditioning. Yep. Conditioning the public to get used to things. Also to have them not react to some things. So Inspector says, I recently started watching some old TV shows, and there is a lot of that. Holy smoke. Ooh, Inspector, you should have sent me some of that. From the old TV shows, that would have been interesting to see. Hey, Mike, I see that you're joining us too. So nice to see all my friends. Yeah, I think conditioning is definitely a thing. I do think desensitization. You know how, I don't know if you guys remember. Maybe I'm gonna age myself. I'm an old lady. But back in the day, conservatives used to talk about gun laws and not gun laws, video games with violence and guns and stuff like that, and that they're going to desensitize the kids and all of that. And the media laughed about that. The left would laugh about that and say, oh no, that's not true, blah 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 blah. But I do think some video games do condition the kids. I think psychological warfare is real, and desensitizing the public is real too. I have a lot of video clips to share, but I just want to also, because this just popped in my head. I remember watching the news. When was this? Maybe 15 or 20 years ago. I think it was about 20 years ago. And I was shocked. I was shocked because they showed CCTV of somebody getting attacked on the street and people walking by and not doing anything, not even blinking an eye, just ignoring it. And anyway, so I do think violence, people are being desensitized. And man, do I see a difference from when I was a kid growing up to today. I just feel like things are so different. Inspector, you'll have to teach me how to borrow and clip things. You can always just join me on here sometime. You should, actually. If you have stuff like that and you have stuff to share with everybody, why not? Come join us sometime. Yeah, so I've got a lot of clips to show, and I'm trying to think of where I should start. There's an old Barney Miller episode, and what's interesting is they talk about the New World Order, and it's all the stuff we're saying now and that we're seeing happen now. So this one's kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and show it.
Them to admit what they were doing.
Who is they?
He was in the office of the Trilateral Commission.
Trilateral Commission?
Yeah, the Trilateral Commission.
All right, what is the Trilateral Commission?
It's an organization founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller to bring together business and political leaders from the United States, Europe, Japan, so they could work together for better economic and political cooperation between their nations.
That's what they'd like us to believe. But you see, what they're really up to is a scheme to plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries and create an international community, and in time bring about a one world government with David Rockefeller calling the shots.
I take it they're
Okay, maybe not David Rockefeller, but I don't know if you guys remember Klaus Schwab. Oh, I should have pulled that clip up to show right after this. Klaus Schwab, he said that he runs the World Economic Forum, and he said that they have World Economic Forum people infiltrated in the cabinets of the United States and Canada. And then there was a Canadian Parliament discussion. There's a video where they're asking them to tell them who is infiltrated in the cabinet, and there was a big fight. So anyway, that was very true, and I just found that to be interesting. Oh, Carrie says, excellent point that programming is sometimes designed to drive behavior. Yes. So that is very true. Let me see. I've got lots of video clips here. I've got lots of memes to share later too, so that will be fun. Oh, here's this one's really good. So this was from season 10 of the X-Files. Carrie actually turned me on to this particular episode. You have to listen to this because this was years ago, and think of what happened in 2020, 2021 through today. Let's watch.
Tad O'Malley has been making claims.
Claims about what?
You and everyone you know has a piece of DNA in your genome, put there without your knowing it.
Put there by whom?
Well, that's the question of the day.
This is an internet lunatic. You're not saying you believe him.
Hold on, Agent Einstein. You're talking to a scientist.
Forgive me, Assistant Director. It may sound insensitive, but the suggestion is pure science fiction.
What I'm saying, Agent Einstein, is that the facts, as I understand them, cannot be discounted out of hand.
No one has the right or the ability to tamper with your DNA.
Unless we gave them that ability.
You say they're tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems by the addition of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
Or how it's being triggered.
I don't know that either.
Or why it's happening now.
What can we possibly do?
We need to act quickly.
You were right about that.
Well, I was wrong about the science. I was wrong about what's causing it. Dead wrong, in fact.
But it's clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering. A virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine. It's what these men are calling the Spartan virus.
We have to figure this out. What's...
Sound familiar? Put there through the vaccine, RNA, messing with your DNA. That was the X-Files. And long before the COVID hit or COVID vaccine was here, I just find that to be pretty interesting. Prayer Warrior, wait, are we going to ignore the one world order comment in the previous clip? How long has that phrase been around? Let me tell you, Prayer Warrior. Thank you for asking. It's been around for a long time. Actually, there's a montage of many of the United States leaders and world leaders, including, doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat, George Bush, the first George Bush, George W. Bush, Clinton, Barack Obama, Biden, all talking about wanting to bring in the new world order. It's been thought of for a while. It's been planned for a while. And we'll definitely have a show on that. That's a lot bigger topic than predictive programming. And we totally need to have a show on that. I wish I had that montage of the clips of them all mentioning the New World Order. There's also a montage out there. It's very similar to to the New World Order one, where they're all talking about build back better. All the world leaders, and that was Biden's slogan, but he got that slogan from the New World Order folks. They want to build back better, but in order to build back, they kind of have to burn us down, don't they? Like, who knows what happened in Maui, but I'm getting off topic. Carrie says study just revealed the vaccine shuts down the immune system for 6 months. I'm not convinced it's only 6 months. That doesn't surprise me because I think about the vaccine and what I've been looking at around the vaccine. And there was a scientist who kind of described it as you've got these natural T cells that go after, if the virus is like, I don't know, he put letters up on the board like X and O. This A immune T cell goes after the X and O, and it nabs it. And then they build the vaccine to prevent X and O, but then the next variant isn't X and O. Now the next variant is X and B. And if you have the vaccine, it suppresses your natural immunity and uses the vaccine to go after it. But the vaccine's going after X and O. It's not going after X and B. So now your natural immune system would have gone after X and B, but now it can't because it's suppressed because you've got the vaccine trying to protect you. And that's why people are getting sick. Anyway, it was a really interesting. I'm going off topic again. I'm by myself, so who cares? Carrie won't yell at me. Wait, maybe she will. But yeah, it was an interesting video. We are going to have a follow-up vaccine episode too, but I'll get back to predictive programming because we've got a lot of interesting videos to watch here. Roseanne Barr. Now, she was in Hollywood. She has experience in Hollywood. And she talks about how there was some predictive programming. She talks a lot about a lot of things. That woman, she's got a lot to say. I'm going to add this clip to the stage here, but I'm going to pause it and put it forward a little bit in time. So let's do that.
What's going to happen?
I am going to actually rewind it. All right, let's listen to Roseanne.
So when you look at the time frame that a movie comes out, you have to look at the whole political geography around it and why it's coming out and what it's saying. Because a lot of times it's kind of a fortune-telling thing, and it's predictive programming, it's called, because it's telling you what's going to happen pretty soon, especially science fiction. What's going to happen pretty soon, because they're in bed with the government and the CIA.
Right, so they're in bed at this point with like.
Yeah, so I mean, they go off on another topic, but she's right. Like, they're predicting what's going to happen soon. And she said, especially science fiction. And I don't know if you guys have noticed a lot of the chatter going on lately in the news and even in government hearings about UFOs and them finding bodies. They even had a congressional hearing talking about how they have extraterrestrial bodies. And, we grew up with having a lot of that sci-fi stuff happening, but then there was E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And a lot of people are thinking that was conditioning people to be prepared for what the government's going to introduce later. And slowly but surely, actually, I will say over the last 10 years, they haven't been talking about bodies, but they've been slowly drip, putting out UFO information and even like leaked clips from the government of what military personnel have seen in the skies. That's been increasing over the last like 3 or 4 years. And then they had all the D class, and now they've had the congressional hearings. And so they're talking a lot about that. Be prepared. Go and watch our alien show where we talk about aliens. And that was a fun and interesting show. But it's almost like they have been conditioning us to get ready for some things and almost normalize it before they do something about it. So let's see what else. I have a ton here. The East Palestine in Ohio. If you guys recall, there was that train derailment. And what's super interesting about that is, okay, so the train derailment and then the air quality was really bad, and they're probably still suffering today. You know, all these things happen and we don't really follow it every day and figure out what's happening there. But right the year before that, there was a movie that came out. Was it a movie or was it a TV series? Oh, I can't remember. I'm just going to look real quick. I don't know if I remember if it's a movie or a TV series, but I've got the trailer for it, and I'm going to share that. But it's called White Noise, and where do I have that? Here it is.
Let's watch a sitcom or something.
So that is their trailer, where there is a train derailment and a big fire, and it's based out of Ohio, I believe. So that was just the year before the Ohio train derailment happened, which is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So I'm just checking the comments. Oh, turbo cancer in young people is skyrocketing. Coincidence? Oh, Carrie, you want to talk about COVID and the vaccine. Do you think they prep us subconsciously so our reaction will be easier to control? Yes. I think there's many reasons, why they do it. Some of it is definitely to ease us, but some of it is to normalize things that we wouldn't normalize too. I don't know if you guys have heard a lot about The Simpsons. There are some crazy shows on The Simpsons. I need to pull up my screen because I want to show you one thing that's actually not true. There's a lot of The Simpsons stuff goes around, and I kind of wanted to debunk. I'll be a fact checker for a second here. While I share my screen, there's one going around that says The Simpsons predicted Donald Trump would be headed down the escalator, and that actually is not true. This show, The Simpsons, aired after Trump went down the escalator. So I'll show that real quick.
It seems The Simpsons just can't wait for next season to deal with Donald Trump.
Hey.
I'm right behind him. Not supposed to stare at it directly, but I can't help it. If I touch it, will it heal my...
Anyway, some folks share this clip and say that Simpsons predicted Trump would go down the escalator, and it's way too coincidental. Nope. That episode aired, I think, just a few weeks after Donald Trump announced his presidency. But The Simpsons does have a lot of interesting different things. So I'm going to show a couple of them. So I don't know if you recall, Bill Gates recently talked about wanting to hide the sun from the earth, to shade the earth because of what they call climate change, global warming. So he literally was talking about coming up with a way to do that. And check out this Simpsons episode.
Well, sir, you've certainly vanquished all your enemies, the elementary school, the local tavern, the old age home. You must be very proud.
No, not while my greatest nemesis still provides our customers with free light, heat, and energy. I call this enemy the sun. Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun. I will do the next best thing. Block it out.
Good God.
Imagine it, Smithers. Electrical lights and heaters running all day long.
But, sir, every plant and tree will die. Owls will deafen us with incessant hooting. The town sundial will be useless. I don't want any part of this project. It's unconscionably fiendish.
I will not suffer your insubordination. There has been a shocking decline in the quality and quantity of your toadying, Whalen, and you...
So he wants to block out the sun because the sun is the enemy. Kind of interesting. There are so many Simpsons ones. Oh, they could have predicted that. That's true, Inspector. That's true. They could have. The Simpsons also. So remember the Titan this summer that imploded in the ocean. Let's watch this Simpsons clip, shall we?
I'm filled with joy, searching for treasure with my long-lost son. My dream for each of you is that you find the happiness I feel today.
And my dream is to someday wear a real wetsuit instead of one that is just painted on.
Missed a spot. There we go.
These waters contain some of Mother Nature's most stunning creatures.
Haha, that's what you get for being luminous, jerks.
Homer, look! The treasure of Piso Mojado!
Hey guys, we found the treasure. When I get to shore, I'm bringing it right to the bar.
I'll see you soon, Homer. We got somebody else coming in.
This is WA3QIZ. Do you read me?
Seymour, isn't it about time you made a real friend?
Mother, please. I'm communicating with my fellow hams.
How do I talk? Push this button here. You're all losers!
Oh, which way did Mason go? That must be him over there.
So he was going down to see a ship very similar to the Titanic, and he got stuck and ran out of oxygen. Kind of interesting coincidence. I don't know. I think that one's a little bit crazy. Okay. I do have other Simpsons ones, and one's related to 9/11, but this one really creeped me out, so I'm gonna skip to this one. There is a Netflix cartoon called Stretch Armstrong, and I'm just gonna let this clip speak for itself.
Charter City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free. A gift of thanks to our city from Rook Unlimited.
The Smart Mark. This cartoon came out before there was any vaccine or any talk of vaccine passports or anything. So it's a little bit nutty. Maybe a lot of bit nutty. That Smart Mark one, just crazy. And I vetted the heck out of that thing to make sure that was a real show. It was a real show. Crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think about that. That Smart Mark is a little bit crazy. I hadn't seen that one before, so I don't know if maybe you guys have. I don't know. But let's see what else. Oh, you know what? I forgot to pull up my 9/11 things. Maybe I can see if I can pull those up real quick. Yeah. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Well, there is one I want to pull up. So this one is super interesting. I didn't notice this, but I thought it was a good find. This was a find, I believe, from the person in Anonymous's chat. I have to get rid of one of my videos to show it. So just bear with me for a second. Sorry that I forgot some videos. All right, this is interesting.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson. It seems that you've been living two lives. In one life, you're Thomas A. Anderson, program writer for a respectable software company. You have a social security number, you pay your taxes, and you help your landlady carry out her garbage.
So some of the things I was showing you is in your face kind of stuff. This one happened to be on his passport, and you flip it around. It's September 11th of 01. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. This same person who let me present my. Where's my screen share? Sorry about that. Shoot. All right, 1 second. Here we go. I'm going to share this. He also noticed this phone. So this phone has an X on it. You see the X on the phone? Maybe should I make that bigger? Can you guys see it okay? I'm going to make it a little bigger. Doesn't that look like the X logo from Twitter? Oh, good. His name's on here. His name's Dirty White Country Boy. He's on Chris Paul. So yeah, I just that one is pretty interesting too. So yeah, so let's see if there's any more in chat. Sorry, I'm trying to do chat and share my screen. I usually don't have to do that. Let's see. Do you think they Oh, I already got that one. Anything they offer for free, You are the product. You are. Do you know whenever somebody offers something for free, nothing's free. Nothing. You're so right about that, Carrie. They get something. They get your data. You know what I just heard? Oh, that just reminds me. So they get your data, and I just if you see my gross hands, I've got eczema. I told you guys I posted on. It's on the bottom of my feet too. It's horrible. Like the feet is the worst thing because it itches so bad. But yeah, okay. So back to like they get your data. Nothing you get is for free. So they either get your name, your phone number, your email address, information about you. So I was just reading an article yesterday. No, I was listening to a podcast that there are now venture capitalists willing to invest in companies and have their data be their collateral. So if they have nothing but data, like they will give them money because they have data. Can you believe that? I had never heard about that. I've heard about data because that's what advertising companies do. But now it's like startups and with big like $1 million investors. If you have data as a startup, you've got some kind of business where you're collecting data. That's a little crazy. Mike says they subliminally let us know what's coming next and try to condition us for it. Yep. It's disgusting. Absolutely. And Carrie says, I think they get off on it. Yeah, I think so too. I probably showed enough clips to kind of get the idea of what is predictive programming. I do have a ton of memes to show, and I'm already 41 minutes in, so maybe I should just start sharing some of these memes. If you don't mind, we have some really good ones, and oh yes, I have to pull up. Sorry, I just have to stop sharing. And I am going to pull some up on my other screen. Get my memes going here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. Oh, shoot. Carrie, I didn't upload all your memes. Oh, well, I've got some meme videos anyway. Here's one from Moxie. Moxie couldn't join us.
Superman saves the day again.
I don't know. Moxie, you're going to have to explain that one to me. I mean, I get Superman stopping the plane and the building goes down anyway. I think that's what the joke is supposed to be. So thank you for that, Moxie. I've got another video. Oh, shoot. All right. Yes. So this kind of relates to the predictive programming. You have to watch it because part of it is we accept it, and we, not meaning you in particular, but the public sort of accepts it, and the public kind of demands shocking things, shocking news. They want to be entertained. They want bigger and better. And I'm just gonna play this clip.
Person. People. Person realizes people need...
Hey people, what do you want? Some news? Yeah, some news. We want news. Some news, please.
Person gives people news.
The world is round. Wow. It's going to rain tomorrow. Wow. Less people are dying because technology is improving. Oh wow, that's so cool. Bad things happen here and then, but oh my god. We have police to catch the bad guys, so it's okay. Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
The next day.
The news is still pretty much the same as yesterday. Oh, okay.
A few days later.
Yeah, the news is still the same. Ah, this is getting boring now. Yeah, this is getting boring.
A few more days later.
Anything interesting happen or... Nah. Oh, I don't like the news anymore.
A wild news competitor appears.
Everybody, I have more news. Yay! Yay! Hurrah! Hooray! A man died yesterday. Oh no, that's so sad. Hey, you're stealing my audience by only telling them worst-case scenario stories which take advantage of a human cognitive bias. That means we naturally pay more attention to negative events. Screw you, pal.
The competition for attention begins.
Hey, some random celebrities that you don't care about are getting divorced. Oh no, not the celebrities. Dear. Hey everyone, the sun gives you cancer. Why is this so entertaining? Bacon gives you cancer. Terrorists, they're coming to get you. There's a virus spreading around the world. Nobody can do anything to stop it, and you're all going to die.
I'm sorry, but that just cracked me up. So, yes, I did upload my memes. So Mike sent us some memes. Carrie sent us some memes. And I am going to play those memes. So let me share my screen. We'll start with Carrie's memes. Carrie, Californians trying to figure out how they are supposed to buy an electric car they can't charge. This is so funny, and it's so true. It's so true because, yeah, there's a lot going on with those electric cars. Number one, you have to find a place, and they're building more of those places where you can charge them. But then it takes like 6 hours to charge your car. so it's just, yeah. I love that the news one that I shared because that's one of my favorite memes. I love the video memes. All right, let's go next to another one. You're lucky, Barack. No woman will ever accuse you of sleeping with them. Oh my goodness. This is, for those who don't know, related to the news that just came out of somebody coming out and talking about having relations with Barack in the past. The next one. It puts the needle in its skin or else it wears the mask again. The science of the lambs. That's an awesome one.
Okay, so the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is going to believe that crazy idea?
Thanks, Carrie. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see, what do we got next? Government trying to solve any problem. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Yes, that's so true. That is the sacrifice the government's willing to make. Good. Very good one. Facebook fact checkers on September 11th. Very good. Very good. We've got 3 from Mike. So deplorable Mike, thanks for sending some memes earlier today. If anybody sent any more after a certain time, I probably didn't see them yet. This is Putin. This isn't really a funny meme. It's a truthful one, but on the U.S. media, this is what Putin said. It's a quote from Putin. Either they don't understand the damage they're doing to their own country, in which case they are simply stupid, or they do understand everything, in which case they are dangerous and corrupt. I think it's the latter. That's a good one, Mike. The reason people don't realize they're being brainwashed, poisoned, and enslaved is because they're being brainwashed, poisoned, and enslaved. That is so true, Mike. That is so true. One thing I didn't cover that I actually had queued up to share, but I want to let you guys know about is this book. I think it's really interesting. This goes through some predictive programming as well. It's called Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare. It's a book you can purchase online. There's PDFs online of it too. But I'm not going to go through it because that would have taken a while. But you probably want to, if you do download it or go check it out, check out page 37, not the literal page up at the top of the screen you see there, but it's got page numbers at the bottom of each page. So the printed page number. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got to share around predictive programming. I find the topic interesting. I find it to be a part of psychological warfare, not just the media propaganda, but conditioning us to prepare us for things that are coming. And I think one of the things we need to do is pay attention and watch out for that and just protect yourself from that. Ask God for protection, say a protection prayer. My sister's been saying protection prayers for me every day because I've been under some spiritual warfare lately, people. I don't know if you guys have been too. Have you? I certainly have. Probably, where are we at? September? 3 or 4 months now. It's been quite a while. So, but I pray for you and your protection. Pray for yourself and your protection. I think once you're woken up, though, you see the signs. You know when that stuff's happening. Just know that some of the stuff that will be coming might be real. It might be, just like when we say there's false flags on something, it doesn't mean it didn't really happen. It just means we think that sometimes it was planned for an agenda. So some of the shootings, the mass shootings you hear in the shopping malls and stuff like that, you just wonder if MK Ultra isn't at play or a plan or something for the agenda. Do you know? I have to ask. I am going to go. I'm going to end the show, but I do have to ask. Like when I was growing up, there were no school shootings. You've never heard of that. And everybody had guns and they didn't have as strict gun laws as they have today. And so don't you wonder why? Why? Just, pose that question. Why suddenly would there be a ton of school shootings? And it's like a normal thing. Look at how normalized it is now. Look how we talk. I mean, almost on a weekly basis, you hear about something. And they keep pushing the gun stuff every time it happens. And honestly, we were safer when more people had guns 30, 40 years ago. So just saying. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I can't wait to see you next time. I'm not sure what our topic's going to be. We'll talk about it this week and I'll share and let you know so we can start getting memes together as a group. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
I can see clear.